In this video, I'm going to talk about a fail-proof way to get into the present moment. Even if you're a total airhead, and even if grounding and coming into the now has just never made sense to you. So getting present and grounding tend to go hand in hand, and you've probably heard of techniques like walking barefoot, practicing paying attention to your breath, or doing some kind of sensory meditation where you do a body scan or where you take stock of what you hear, feel, and maybe even see. But those techniques are too airy and conceptual if you don't know why they work. If you don't know why they have the effect of grounding you and making you present. I don't actually believe it's worthwhile doing techniques that you don't understand how they work, because you simply cannot resource all you can from them. You can't leverage them to their fullest extent, because when you don't know how they work, you cannot extract the benefits as well. It's like someone who's never seen a hammer in their life being told that if they just swing the hammer at this nail, it'll have the magical effect of attaching these two wood pieces together. So the person picks up the hammer from the hammer end and starts swinging at the nail, or the person picks up the hammer and starts hitting the nail, but the nail is lying flat because they don't know they have to prop it up and hit it on the flat end. All this to say, if you don't know how something works, chances are you're probably going to do it wrong, or at least not well. The sensory meditation is more explanatory, but while walking barefoot is highly recommended and sounds good, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing it, I just don't understand, how is it supposed to get you into the present moment? I don't know. I don't doubt that it has the capacity to, but it can't just simply be about standing in some grass, because I don't know about you, but I am perfectly capable of standing barefoot and zoning out at the same time. So these grounding techniques, and the conscious breathing one as well, are not as straightforward as they sound. But I've found a way to get you present 100% of the time. And this is coming from someone who used to zone out so much, it became a family inside joke. So being present is kind of like the feeling you get when you're on vacation. You know, it's only just like 2 weeks, but you do so much in that time. You're really there for all of it. Because the point of the experience, the vacation, is to experience it. That's why the quality of vacation time feels so different to standard time. The difference is that you're actually present and participating for that whole 2-week period. You aren't focused on other things or thinking about something else, because the point of the vacation and the experiences you're doing is to experience them. That quality of time, which is actually what time spent in the present and the now is, you can actually replicate by allocating yourself free time with no agenda. None. Free time where you don't have anything to do, and you don't give yourself anything to do either. And it's got to be a period of time that's long enough so you're not focused on what you're going to do after. Long enough so you're confronted with the more immediate problem of having a bunch of time on your hands that you don't know what to do with. Everyone is familiar with the concept of free time, and everyone has some form of free time in their lives, but that's not the free time I'm talking about, because people fill that free time in. Oh, I've got free time, so I'm going to relax and watch a movie. I'm going to scroll on my phone, or I'm just going to do these to-dos that I don't technically have to do now, but I have time, so might as well. Whenever we get free time, our immediate compulsion is to fill that time up. In the free time I'm talking about, resist the compulsion to do filler activities. Get bored. Become at a loss for what to do. Experience the free in free time. Don't just pass the time. And however you end up spending that time, have it be decided in the moment, not for the reason to fill that time either. Ask yourself what you want to do, and like when you're on vacation, really experience it. After all, you've got nothing better to do. Watch what happens. You become present immediately, and you come face to face with yourself immediately. It's weird, but this is what being present is. When I do this, it feels like unfamiliar territory, like I'm a foal taking its first few wobbly steps. I think getting good at being present takes some practice, especially if you're not used to it. It might feel out of your comfort zone, and you might get the it's been a while feeling that you get when you run into an old friend, but with yourself. And don't be surprised if it doesn't necessarily feel good. There's an idea that when you get into the present moment, it's going to feel good because the painful things that haunt you are in the past and the future hasn't happened yet. But the painful things that haunt you are actually in the now as well. They're in the present because you're in the present. And you're a culmination of all your past experiences, the joys and the trauma. So getting present will bring you face to face with yourself. And that means coming face to face with your emotional reality as well. And also how you feel in your body. Like you might notice that you feel tired. But there's nothing wrong with the present not feeling good. And it's important to know that the benefits and the grounding effects of being present and being in reality will still benefit you, even if by virtue of coming into the now, you're not having the best emotional experience. So there you have it. If you want a foolproof way of getting into the present, even if you're a total airhead, give yourself a bunch of time with no agenda and unleash yourself. See what happens. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope to see you again in the next video.